Namaste children, welcome back to computer session. Our today's session is networks. Chapter 9. We will learn about networks today. So you know what is network? It's connecting people or device. In this lesson we are going to learn about network and its components and what is networking and need for networking, components of a network, components of a computer network, types of networks, what is internet, network communication channels. So these are the learning objectives of today's session, chapter 9. So first we will learn network. Look at this picture children. Here all the computers are connected together. So this is a network. So connecting the computer forms a network. A group of devices linked to one another is called a network. Sometimes the human networks also we can connect with the other people. Okay, so connecting a people or connecting a devices. Generally it's called a network. So computers can be defined as two terms. One is standalone computer and then workstation. So by joining computers together to form a network, they are all able to share one printer. We can share the information as well as the devices. For that only we are connecting the computers together. So this means that more money can be spent buying a better quality printer and that the printer is being used much more of the time. Now this one computer can be shared among a number of computers if they are interconnected. So once we share the printer, we can avoid a more number of printers to be used for each and every computers. So this is economical benefit. So interconnected computers form a computer network. Okay, then what is standalone computer? See children, a computer that is not connected to a network is known as standalone computers. A computer which is not connected with any other computer, which is not in network, is called a standalone computer. And another way, a computer connected to a network is known as a workstation or a node or a host. See the picture children. The picture explain you about a standalone computer and workstation. In the standalone computer, a computer is alone. It is not connected with the other computer with the help of wires. But in the second picture, the computers are connected together. If you see any institution, if you go to any institution or our computer lab also, the computers can be connected, okay, with some wires to share the information or to share the device. So this is called as networking. Okay children, so now you learn two terms, that is standalone computer as well as workstation or node or host. A computer which is not connected with the network is known as standalone computer. Which is connected to a network is known as workstation. Okay children, so next we will see the term networking. Networking is general, refers to the creation of networks. So networking is nothing but a creation of network. Okay, that is called as networking. That is connecting, the process of connecting the computer to form a network is called as networking. Am I right? Okay. Next we will see what is a network. Network is a group of devices linked to one another. Example, network of telephone, or radio network or cable network. The best example for the cable network is our cable TV. So our TV connected with the cable wire, we are getting the cable connections, we are getting the channels. So this is a example for network. So network is a group of devices linked to one another. So what is the need? Why we are making the network? Need for networking, sharing of information and resources easier. We can share the information and we can share our resources also. So in our system, in a first system, we created one file, and another day we could not use that same system to continue our job. If it is connected with the network, if it is connected to a network, we can share that information to any other system. We need not to use only the particular system for all the times. Once we saved it, means we can share it, we can use it from any other system. As well as the printers also. One printer is connected with one system. If it is networked, other systems also can be shared. Okay, so sharing of information and resources easier. And another one is, it breaks the barriers of distance, cost and time. We need not to purchase each and every devices for all the computers. One device we can purchase and it can be connected to everyone. So everyone can, all the computers, it can be connected to all the computers, so everyone can be use that particular device. We need not to purchase for each and everyone. Okay. Next, it is very cost effective as compared to telephone networks. So all types of data, text, audio, video, pictures, graphics, etc. can be transmitted through it. These are the need for networking. Okay children. Next we will see the components of a network. Look at this example. Here two persons talking one another. So what are the need in this network? The components need in this network is a person sending the messages. Who is talking first? Okay. They are sending some information to other people. So he is the first person. And we need a second person also, receiver. One talking means another one will receive the information. Okay, one who received the information. So we need two persons, one who talking and one who received. Okay, so two persons talking one another. So one person is talking and one more also we need one who is receiving the information from the first person. Do you know the first person is talking, the second person hearing his voice? How could be possible? Because his voice travels through air. That is media. Okay. So that is channel, communication channel. So through that medium, another person, that is receiver, one who receiving the information, one who receiving the sound, can receive the information from the sender. Okay, he received the sound. So through the medium. Here the communication channel is air. So air, the sound carrying channel. Okay, so one person is talking. See here, the first person is talking. Are you going to ask me something or anything? He is asking. He is talking something to the second person. So one who is sending the message is sender. One who receiving the messages is receiver. Okay. In between the sender and the receiver, one channel is there. Medium, communication channel, that is air. The sound carrying through this channel. Okay. So this is the need, the components in this network. So two persons are talking, two persons are connected through air. One person is talking, another person is receiving. In between the two persons, the air become a communication channel. It carrying the sound. Okay, children, look at the another picture. What is a communication channel? So I said no, communication channel. Through that medium, through that channel only the sound travels. Air become the channel. It's carrying sound from the first person to second person. See, what do you mean by communication channel? Do you have any idea? Yes, communication channel is a medium which carries the message, information, sounds, etc. Without air, you cannot receive any sound, because air only work as a medium. Okay, it carrying the sound. With the help of air only we are receiving the sound. It carries a message, carries the information and sounds, etc. It's sent by the sender and it takes it to the receiver's end. Okay, look at this picture here. Your first person is sender. He is talking something. That message received by the receiver through the medium. Okay, again the second person can send the feedback. Okay, the receiver can send the feedback to the sender again. So all has been done with the help of the communication channel. Here the communication channel is air. Air only carrying the sounds. Okay, so channel is the medium. Communication channel is a medium which carries the message or information or sounds, etc. sent by the sender and takes it to the receiver's end. Okay, so here two person talking. Okay, when two person talking, here the air it works as a channel. It works as a medium. Okay, it works as a communication channel. It is a medium. It carries the message or the sound or information which is sent by the sender. Okay, and it reach the receiver's end. Okay, ma? So what is communication channel? Again you recall that communication channel is a medium which carries a message, information or sounds, etc. sent by the sender and takes it to the receiver's end. Okay, so here the first person is talking to the second person. Here the first person is sender, the second person is the receiver. That sound travels through air. Okay, air only carrying the sound to the second person, that is receiver. Okay, now I hope you understood what is communication channel. See here, two persons conversing on phone, through phone. Okay, so what are the components needed for this network? Do you think? Sender and receiver is must. Without the two person cannot converse, right? So sender is must as well as receiver also must. In between the sender and receiver, we need a device also, that is telephone. Telephone at sender's end as well as telephone at receiver's end. Okay, I am using a telephone, I am using a mobile to convey my information to my friend. Okay, so in that situation my friend also must have a mobile or telephone. So without that device he cannot hear what I am talking, what I am telling. Okay, he cannot hear my information, isn't it? So in this network, in this converse, a sender with the telephone is must as well as a receiver with the telephone also must. Okay, so a sender may have the telephone as well as a receiver also may have the telephone. Okay, is this enough for this communication? No, one more also need, that is channel through which they are talking, which medium carrying their information or their sound. Okay, so here a channel also involved. So in this conversation, in the two persons conversing on phone, the components needed are sender, telephone at sender's end, communication channel, that is telephone cables. Okay, without telephone cables we cannot connect the telephone. Nowadays we are using the signals, towers, everything. Okay, and other end also one more telephone is must with the receiver. Okay, these are the components needed while conversing two person on phone. So what are the components? Again you recall: sender, telephone at sender's end, communication channel which carries the sound of the sender, and telephone at receiver's end, and the receiver. Okay. See children, here we will discuss the components of a computer network. Okay, now so far we just discussed about a person talking together and your two persons conversing on phone. What are the needed components we were discussed. Now we will discuss about components of a computer network which connected directly. Okay, so when two computer connected directly, we need the computer as well as a channel, that is cable. Okay, communication channel. So sender as well as communication channel and receiver. So sender computer, receiver computer, in between communication channel. So here the cable works as a communication channel. Okay, here it is given as air, but actually a cable should be used. Okay, that cable only transmitter the information from one computer to another computer, that is sender computer to receiver computer. So when a computer connected directly, we need three components, that is sender, communication channel, that is cable, and then receiver. Here wrongly it is given as air, we need a cable. Okay. Next thing, here components of a computer network connected via telephone lines. So now you imagine two computers are connected together through the telephone lines, that is internet we can say. Here we need a sender and sender equipment, that is modem, and communication channel, telephone cable, and receiver equipment, that is another modem, and then receiver. Okay, so here receiver is hidden with by the picture, you assume there is receiver also. See here, computer, sender computer, it is connected with a modem, it is a device. The expansion of the modem is modulation and demodulation. The modem is connected with the telephone line, and another side one more modem also available. That modem is connected with a computer. Actually the work done by the modem is converting the digital signal to analog signal. So usually you know very well, computer passes the digital signal, it uses only digital signal. That signal is received by modem converting the digital signals to analog. That analog signal only travels through the telephone lines. In another end one more modem also there, that is receiver side. Okay, in the receiver side, at the receiver end one more modem also connected with the computer. That modem receiving the analog signal which is travelled through telephone line, and that analog signal is converted into digital signal. Okay, then that digital signal is received by the other end computer, that is receiver's end computer. Okay, so these are the components needed when two computers are connected via telephone lines. So we need sender and sender equipment, that is modem, communication channel, that is telephone line, and receiver equipment, another modem, and then receiver. Okay, I hope you understood this components also. Next we will discuss about modem. What is a modem? Modem is nothing but a device attached to computers that can convert a digital signal to analog signal and vice versa. So at the sender side, at the sender's end, one modem is connected with the computer. That modem receiving the signal, digital signal from the computer, and it converting that digital signal to analog signal. Then analog signal travels through the telephone line. At the receiver's end, one more modem also connected with the other computer, that is receiver's computer. That modem converting the analog signal which is travels through the telephone line, and it is converting that to digital form, digital signal. That digital signal is received by the receiver computer. Okay, so here actually the modem is a device which is connected with the computer, which is converting the digital signal to analog signal, which passes through the telephone lines. Again, analog signal is converted to digital signal, which is received by the computer. Okay, so at the sender side, first modem receiving digital signal from the sender computer, and it converting the digital to analog form. That analog form travels through telephone lines. In the another end, one more, the receiver end, at the receiver's end, one more modem also connected with the computer. That modem receiving the analog signals which is traveled through the telephone line, and it converting that analog to digital again, and it sent to the computer receiving digital signal. Okay, this is the work of modem. So modem is nothing but modulator, demodulator. The short form of modulator and demodulator is modem. Modulator can convert a digital signal to analog signal, that is a modem which is connected with the sender side. Demodulator can convert analog signal to digital signal, that is receiver side. Okay, next we will see the types of network. Here the types of networks are local area, metropolitan, campus area network, wide area network, and personal area network. Totally 5 networks are available here. PAN is personal area network. Limited area can be covered here. Than that, another one we can use LAN. It can cover some more distance than PAN. And then we can use CAN, MAN, and WAN. So these are 5 types of network. So we will discuss that. PAN, LAN, CAN, MAN, WAN. PAN is covered by the small area. Something more than that covered by LAN. Some more area can be covered by CAN, then MAN, finally WAN, that is global. Okay, globally all the computers are connected through WAN. PAN is personal area network, LAN is local area network, and CAN is campus area network, and WAN is next MAN. MAN is metropolitan area network, and then WAN, wide area network. So we will see the difference between a PAN, a WAN, and a LAN. PAN is personal area network, covers up to 10 meters of space. A small space can be covered by PAN. A computer which is around 10 meters distance can be connected by PAN. Used for communication of devices close to one person. Example, PDAs to netbooks. Wired networks use USB and FireWire. Wireless uses Bluetooth. So by the help of this Bluetooth, the systems can be connected around a 10 meters distance. So it covers up to 10 meters of space. This is PAN. And what is WAN? This is wide area network. So uses telecommunication lines. It covers large geographical areas, countries. Countries can be connected through WAN. The computers from all the countries can be connected through WAN, that is wide area network. So it can combine different connections such as cables and air waved, and uses transmission facilities provided by carriers such as phone companies. So wide area network can cover large geographical area, okay, across the country. All the computers can connect it across the country. But see the PAN, it can connect around 10 meters of space only. Okay, a PAN is a small network, but a WAN is a huge network. Okay, and see the LAN. What is LAN? It is local area network in between the PAN and the WAN. Okay, we can say LAN. So it is similar to PAN, but can be used in office building, homes. It covers up to half a mile. And wired networks use Ethernet technology. Wireless uses Wi-Fi technology. Okay. So I think now I hope you understood what is PAN, what is WAN, and what is LAN. PAN means around 10 meters distance. It covers the computers. It covers the computers which is placed around 10 meters distance. And then WAN covers geographically wide area, okay, large geographical area. And then local area network similar to PAN, but can be used in office, buildings and homes. It can be wired or wireless. So when it is wired, we can use Ethernet technology. When it is wireless, we can use Wi-Fi technology. See the difference between this ma. Area covered for PAN is small area. For LAN, a few meters to a few kilometers, up to 10 kilometer distance we can use. And then WAN, a city can be connected, a city and its vicinity up to 100 kilometer radius. WAN, entire country can be connected, okay, entire country, continent or globe. No upper limit for man. Okay, so PAN can be connected, covers only small area. LAN can cover around 10 kilometers radius. MAN, metropolitan area, okay, that is a city can be connected, that is around 100 kilometers radius. But WAN is no upper limit. Okay, entire country or continent or globe can be connected using WAN. So error rates in PAN is lowest. In the LAN also lowest error rates only we will get. But in case of MAN, moderate. But in WAN, highest. And transmission speed also high speed. In a PAN and LAN will be transmission rate will be highest speed. And in case of MAN, moderate speed. And WAN is low speed. So networking cost in the PAN negotiable, LAN is inexpensive, and MAN moderately expensive. When WAN it is expensive. Okay, these are the difference between LAN, MAN and WAN. Okay children, we will see advantages and disadvantages of this network. First we will discuss about LAN. So what are the advantages of LAN? Advantages of LAN, we will see. It costs less as compared to other network types. Like any other network, LAN facilitates sharing of resources. With modern age technologies, LANs today offer high speed. LANs result in enhanced communication. When we see the disadvantages of this LAN, with the increase in number of nodes, performance of LAN may decrease, and LANs have a limit on area coverage. It cannot be cover vast area. It can have limited coverage area. As well as when we increase the number of nodes connected to the network, the performance also will be decreased. Okay, so these are the advantages of LAN. So here I have given more advantages once you read. Hardware can be shared, network software is cheaper, the users can access the same files, and a single internet connection can be shared between the users. When we see the disadvantages, it can be expensive to set up and maintain. A virus can spread to all computers of one is infected, can be more prone to hacking as there are multiple access points. If the file server goes down, the entire network can go down if it is a star network. So these are the advantages of LAN. Next we will see MAN. So when we see MAN, metropolitan area network is larger than LAN network and spread across a city. Okay, this is MAN. We will have some advantages and disadvantages also in MAN. A MAN covers wide area than a LAN. Even more enhanced communication as a MAN caters to more nodes and area than LAN. Disadvantages: cost is higher than LAN, and then with the increase in spread size, the managing of MAN is comparatively difficult than a LAN. And we will have more advantages and disadvantages also. Next, a WAN also connected all the computers across the country. Globally, all the computers can be connected here. So it covers a large geographical area and allows connecting workstations to share resources and software, and messages can be sent very quickly to anyone else on the network. Everyone on the network can use the same data. This avoids problems where some users may have older information than others. As well as we have some disadvantages also: high cost, more associated errors, and require to invest in a good firewall system to avoid a disruption by hackers. And once set up, maintaining a network is a full-time job which requires and low security, as well as information may not meet local needs. Next we will see PAN, that is personal area network. A personal area network is a computer network used for data transmission among devices such as computer, telephones, tables, that is Tablets means tab. Okay, shortly we are calling it as tab. Tablets and personal digital assistants. So everything can be connected through Bluetooth also. And there are also some advantages and disadvantages. So the PAN is a personal network of one or two person, as there is no risk of any leak of data. But in case of PAN, there is advantage. The network, it can only travel straight up to 10 meters, and if in different rooms, then only 2 meters. In the case of infrared, the infrared sensor burst be in a straight line, otherwise it won't communicate. Now we will see internet and intranet. Internet is a global network, intranet is a local. Locally we can connect. See, the internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks that use the standard internet protocols. In intranet, it is a computer network that uses internet protocol. It's sharing information, operational systems or computing services within an organization. Globally, it can connect. The internet can connect globally, but in an organization alone, we can connect the computers. That is intranet. Next, we will see the communication channel. The communication channel means transmission media through which the data are transmitted. They are guided media and unguided media. Here, the guided media are twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and fiber optic cable. Through the cable, when the systems connected through the cable, it comes under guided media. When the computer connected through radio wave or microwave or satellite, then it comes under unguided media. So here these are the transmission media. Okay, so two medias are guided media as well as unguided media. So here I have given you the picture of copper twisted pair wire as well as coaxial cable, fiber optic cable. So this is guided media. Through the cable, the data can be transmitted. Okay, these are the transmission medium. Okay, wired connection. These are wired connection. See the unguided media. In unguided media, we can see the long distance as well as the short distance. The long distance can be connected through microwave, radio wave and satellite. So unguided media means wireless media. Okay, that is wireless medium. This unguided medium or microwave, radio wave and satellite. This is for long distance. And for short distance, we are using infrared, laser and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Okay. This is short distance wireless media. So unguided media means wireless media that comes under two different categories. That is for long distance as well as for short distance. For long distance, microwave, radio wave and satellite. For the short distance, infrared, laser, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. See children, here the long distance wireless media can support communication over a longer distance up to thousands of kilometers. The long distance wireless communication media includes the microwave, radio wave and satellite. See, through the tower we are connecting. Okay, globally it is connected. So this is wireless media. Short distance media through infrared. See here, by using the infrared we are connecting. Okay, so example, night vision camera, remote control and file sharing between two phones, communication between PC and the peripheral devices. So we are sharing the file between two phones. I am sending the files, I am sending the videos through the WhatsApp images. Okay, WhatsApp group. You people are receiving. So we are sending the file. Okay, the file has shared through the phones. This is an example for infrared, and it is used for short range communication and frequencies between 300 gigahertz to 400 gigahertz. And see here, example, Bluetooth example also given here. Okay, this is a short distance wireless media. So using the Bluetooth also we can connect all the gadgets. Okay, a laptop, remote or phones, everything can be connected through the Bluetooth. Okay, this is example for short distance wireless media. This is for laser light. Okay, by sending the laser light, one can control the device. See, this is for Wi-Fi. So now, how Wi-Fi phones are working? See here, using the internet, the Wi-Fi connections are okay. Wi-Fi is sent through the devices, and using through the Wi-Fi we can control all the devices. Okay, okay children, thank you. I hope you all understood the topics. We will see shortly. We will meet in the next session shortly. Thank you children. And you revise all the chapters whatever we completed so far for your annual examination. You will receive the timetable and the portions, blueprint, everything shortly regarding your annual examination. Thank you children.